We are now joined by William Byron, who will start from the third position in tomorrow night's Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500 at Martinsville Speedway. We're going to roll right into questions, and our first question is going to come from Bob Pockers. Go ahead with your question, Bob.
Yeah, William, on short tracks, you're either top 10 or outside the top 20. So what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think honestly, we've had some really good short track races, but yeah, then we've had some issues with brakes and things, mechanical things. So trying to make sure that we make all that stuff last and not make it to the end of the race is really important. So I think that's a big emphasis for us. But I feel like some of that is how your car's driving, but also just technique and making sure that I'm taking care of my stuff throughout the early part of the race, so I can have something good at the end. So that's I think that's all it is. Just kind of when we've had good handling stuff, then we've done well. But you can't try to crutch it too much with brakes and stuff if you're not handling well.
And some chatter now that more and more people are getting vaccinated of, when would NASCAR allow, potentially more people in the garage? Would drivers start doing any sort of meet and greets again? Do you have any sort of standard for what would make you feel comfortable, or do you just kind of do what you're told to do?
Yeah, I'll just roll with whatever's comfortable with how we approach it. I feel fairly comfortable, as is right now. I think that, the protocols and things are working well. So, I think it's going to be a gradual thing, but, I think you see it through all sports right now. It's kind of, getting more and more fans around, whether, having them masked, but being able to have them around. So that's kind of how I'm good with it. If people have masks on and, I think it's working towards the right direction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Hank Kurz. Go ahead with your question, Hank.
William, specific to Martinsville, last year you were 8th in the spring and 35th in the fall. What was the difference in those two races for you?
Yeah, the fall, there's a lot of stuff going on. We had a mechanical issue there at the end that cost us finishing that race, but I thought we were okay. I thought we were kind of, honestly, like that 8th to 10th range. I don't think we were going to, run the top 5, but this spring I thought we could run in the top 5, but we had to go the back 3 or 4 times for issues. So I think honestly, the spring I was pretty happy about. So I know we've got a little bit different setup this time. I feel like we're going to be really fast. So it's just a matter of kind of making it to the end of the race with a shot at it.
If you had to pinpoint one thing that makes Martinsville unique and difficult, what would it be?
Say just the rhythm. Like you can, you have to adapt to kind of how the rubber lays down, and it's just a very difficult rhythm place. You can get a little bit off is a lot. You can go lap down pretty easily. So it's just kind of a rhythm place. You have to find that, and it makes it easy if you have a decent car and you can find that rhythm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is going to come from Chris Estrada. Go ahead with the question, Chris.
Thank you, William. Thanks for joining us. Back in December, you talked about wanting the 24 team to become a consistent threat where each track wasn't a weakness for you and you weren't just a one-time winner each year. With the performance that you've had through 7 races, how close do you feel you and the team are to being at that level? Yeah,
I think it's going according to plan. I think honestly we started the year and things were off to a really bad start and we had some bad luck, and it was kind of forced us to really hone in on just executing a clean race, and we did that and we won. And then honestly from there we've just tried to execute really clean races and try to get this team executing at a high level to where we can start to push some of the details like pit road or restart, stuff like that we can start to be aggressive with. So yeah, we put together really a good 5 races in a row here, and I feel like we're in that category now of being able to contend every week. We just have to make the next step to lead some more laps. It's been a couple weeks since we've done that, so that's important to us.
Our next question will come from Anton Horeskit. Go ahead with your question, Anton.
Thanks, Matt. Good morning, William. Martinsville is a special track on the schedule, and a lot of drivers admit that it is both fun and quite difficult to race there. What peculiarities of this racetrack stand out to you the most?
I think just the way you have to run the curb. You know, the curb is, you know, obviously you try to be as low to it as you can without, you know, touching it too much, but it's tricky. You know, you gotta get in the corner a certain way, and you know, running the curbs hard, and then it's tough to get drive off too. So it's really kind of you know, it's one of those standard short tracks, but I like the rhythm of it. It's one of my favorites because it's got good grip, but it's a challenge, and you can pass, and you know, usually it's not a huge issue to pass. You just have to set guys up the right way, and you know, so I like it. It's just I think it's like, you know, somebody mentioned like how a lot of champions win at Martinsville. I think it's just because it's an experienced place, and it's a really tough place. So
Thank you. Wishing you all the best for tomorrow.
thank you.
Our next question will come from Kelly Crandall. Go ahead with your question, Kelly.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, William, I got two for you. The first is kind of, I guess, piggybacking off of Chris's question. With the success this year, you've been no worse than 8th since that.
I lost you for a sec.
Kelly, can you still hear us?
Yeah, I cut out there, didn't I?
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you need me to repeat that, William?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, being no worse than 8th since you won at Homestead, how has your mentality or confidence changed in how you approach going to the racetrack each weekend?
I think we approach it the same, but I think there's definitely a little bit more confidence that we can, you know, think outside the box a little bit. You know, we're not trying to just string together one good run to kind of get back on track. So yeah, I think for us, it's kind of that slow climb of trying to, you know, go from, you know, I feel like we're that top 7 to 8 team right now, but, you know, trying to make that next step to be a top 5 team. So it's kind of an evolution, but, you know, I think we're getting there. It's awesome to run as well as we have every week, and, you know, have specific things to work on, not have to worry about, you know, big stuff. We can just worry about small stuff to try to get better. So I think we're on the right track.
All right, let me try and get one more in here before this connection goes crap again. In the weekend release from Hendrick, you were talking about the grass that's been taken out at Martinsville. How big of a thing is that for drivers? Like, is that actually noticeable? Does it actually change sight lines, and kind of, is it going to be something you're going to have to adjust to?
Yeah, I mean, I think in turns 3 and 4 for sure. You know, 1 and 2, I never really noticed the grass, but 3 and 4, there was like a separation between the grass and when the concrete started. So now that's not there, and that was kind of a reference, a cue for, you know, where your center of the corner was. So I think honestly that's going to be different. Interested to see how that is on the pace laps, I guess. But yeah, I think you'll, you know, adapt and, you know, find new marks and stuff, but it does kind of change things.
Good deal. Well, William, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning, and good luck tomorrow night at Martinsville Speedway.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a good one.